We're Paul and Tan, and we love nothing more than to travel anywhere and everywhere around Australia in our troopy. Join us as we address the questions that we've been asked in relation to our Starlink Mini and hopefully offer some useful suggestions to those considering purchasing one. Enjoy the video. Travelling is more enjoyable when you can connect with others and the world when needed. So taking the leap towards Starlink was just a matter of time for us. We've had time to try it out and have made some adjustments to better suit our travelling needs. We hope you enjoy this video as we share our thoughts and ideas with you. Hello guys, and welcome back to our channel, or welcome to our channel if you're new. We'll just quickly introduce ourselves if you don't know us. This is Paul and I'm Tan, and this is our troopy Simba. If you're watching this, it's probably because you're interested in Starlink, but we're happy to have you along, and we've got plenty of other videos of our travels if you're keen to watch. Today we want to do a follow-up video basically to show you how our Starlink Mini has actually been performing. We did a unboxing video a few months ago, and we've had a bit of time now to trial it out and basically run it through its paces, make some adjustments and alterations with the way that we set it up within the vehicle and how it works for us while we're on the road. So without further ado, we will just run you through the car quickly to show you what our travel setup is, and then we'll get into the Starlink. So let us introduce you to our vehicle. This is Simba, our 2021 Toyota Troop Carrier. I'm going to let Paul do all the talking about the actual vehicle. So do you want to give us a bit of a rundown on why we got the car?
Why we got the car?
Yep.
Well, we got the car to travel Australia in. Basically, we didn't want to tow anything, and the beauty of these vehicles, once you do the roof conversion, is that you can live in it without needing to tow anything.
Yep.
So that was it in a nutshell.
Yep.
Yeah.
So travelling wise, we have done a lot of travelling in this vehicle, and it is suited us to a T. This is kind of, I'll let Paul, do you want to jump in and give them a bit of a quick rundown on how it actually works?
Sure.
Just to let you know, we had the roof conversion done. So we have an LU cab roof conversion. So for anyone that hasn't seen or hasn't got any idea about what a roof conversion looks like on a troopy, you basically take the top off. It's like taken off with a big can opener, and we put a roof, a different roof on that accommodates sleeping quarters for you, if you like, and it also enables it to lift so that you can stand up and live inside in occasions where you actually don't want to live outside. So enables you to travel in all kinds of weather. I'll hand this to Paul and he can just quickly show you how the bed works.
So the bed's up here. Well, while I'm downstairs, so to speak, this is the actual living space that we have. Fridge under there, oven, cupboards, all sorts of things. And when you want to go to bed, you just pull this part down and there's a bed. There's another hatch behind me. Once you get up into the bed, you can also pull this hatch down here, and that extends the bed by about another ½ a metre and locks you away upstairs there. I say stairs, there aren't any stairs because you climb on this thing, but you get the idea.
Okay, so why did we get the Starlink in the first place? Well, we have to say that whilst we were travelling around Australia, the connectivity wasn't actually too bad, but there were some places where you have dead spots, and it's not essential that we have it all the time. It's just to keep in contact with people if you need to, family, etc., especially when you're away for long blocks of time. And as we do have a YouTube channel, we like to film our travels, and please go and watch them if you're keen. We like to film our travels, and we like to upload them regularly so that you guys can see them. So that was another reason. So do you want to talk about the whole big Starlink thing and why we didn't want it?
Yeah, well, this little guy that you can see over here was released how many months ago? Maybe 5 months ago,
yeah, I think
in Australia anyway.
Yeah,
in Australia about 5 months ago roughly, and we just couldn't justify or find the room to travel with the large Starlink. So we always said that when the mini version comes out, we'll get on board. So we grabbed one literally as soon as it hit the shops in Australia. And the beauty, and this is more by good luck than good judgment, but yeah, up there on the roof we got some canvas pouches, and the larger square one on the right hand side there just fits the Starlink Mini perfectly. So when we tuck it away, it goes up there, and yeah, that's where it lives.
So not long after we got our Starlink Mini, we had a road trip planned up to the northwest of WA, and we were keen to give our new Starlink a run. It was very remote and there was absolutely no signal whatsoever. So we were able to use it, put it through its paces a little bit in that kind of environment. For us, it was absolutely incredible because it just had the fastest signal, didn't it? It had the fastest signal from the get-go.
Yeah.
And it just connected. We did have clear skies up there. Often in the outback, the skies are absolutely incredible, you know, the stars and all that, but it was beautiful. And we thought, okay, clear skies, it works great. Fast connection, that was great. There was one thing that we thought we needed to do better. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so we were originally running it off of the 240 volt setup, and I think we always said that when we got back into civilization, we would seek out some 12 volt gear and do away with the need to be always running it off the inverter and the 240 volt plug. So that's essentially what we've done really over the last
2 or 3 months, I think.
Yep. It's just sort out 12 volt.
Yep.
12 volt setup.
Capabilities for the car. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we'll show you what we've actually done.
So initially when we were away, we were running the Mini off of our 240 volt system, which is fine because we've got an inverter and it's quite capable of doing that. But in the long run, we wanted to convert over to 12 volt. So there was no cabling, etc. for the Starlink Mini 12 volt stuff when it first came out, but quite quickly companies got on board and were releasing products. So yeah, we've got a few upgrades that we did to the car to accommodate that, and a few cables that we can show you now. So we had decided that we actually needed some additional charging points put in the vehicle for, you know, our phones and iPads and drones and all that sort of stuff. So we got a couple of these outlets put in and another couple up the front, one on either side. It's a bit of overkill, but there's always plenty of charging and of devices and stuff going on in here. So I got these USB-C and USB charging, what would you call them, charging ports from a company called Terraloom Industries, and they're rated to 100 watt, which I think the Starlink, when it's running, kind of runs around about 24 watts or something, but initially when it fires up it requires a fair bit more than that. So a 100 watt rated one is recommended. I know it can be done on less, I've seen some done on 65s, but these are 100 watts and they work without a problem.
So now that we've shown you where we've put our new charging ports, we'll just give you a rundown on where we can actually locate the Starlink when we're camped up. So this one, at the moment we're parked up and we have the Starlink connected through this one in the front, in the passenger side, through the window and just outside here, and it's in a nice open space here, and it's got really, really good connectivity. We've just done a speed test and it came up really well, didn't it?
Yeah.
So it's absolutely capable. We also have, obviously Paul just showed you that we had the ports around the back. So it also enables us to plug our Starlink into these ports and run the Starlink out the back. Did you want to add anything to that?
Sometimes I'll just poke the lead through the gull-wing window on the side here.
Yeah.
And if I don't have the awning out, then I will sit it on here.
Yeah.
On the barbecue
Yeah, we
box.
have actually run it from the box, barbecue box
little
before.
table just to keep it up off the ground.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
When the awning's out, you've obviously got obstructions, so
Yep.
I don't
Yep.
use that too often. So as far as cabling goes, this is the original 15-metre lead that came with the Starlink, and that obviously runs off 240 volt, but you can buy this adapter, and this came from camper van builders, and this has a booster where it'll boost your system from 12 volt to 30 volt, which seems to be what it requires to keep the thing running. If you try to plug a 15-metre lead into a normal SIGI outlet or something like that, it's just not going to work.
That's off 12 volt, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I've just found that if the lead is too long, probably about 5 metres or so, running without a booster is fine. But if you're trying to run 15 or 20 metres without a booster, it's not going to work. So the original Starlink that plugs into the Starlink, that then pops into that there, and that'll go into an Anderson plug, which certainly most people running Starlinks will be doing it through a caravan or a vehicle that's got a Anderson plug outlet, and we've got a couple of those in the car that we can plug that into, and that has worked faultlessly.
Do we have any other length cables as well?
Yep, so in addition to that, we've got the 5-metre one,
which is currently running
so
on.
the 5-metre one is the one that is currently running.
Yep.
That's there. And I've got a short one, I think it's, I don't know, maybe it's about 1 or 2 metres, that'll sit up, tucked in up on the dash there, because we have actually run the Mini up on the dash as well. So that lead I just tuck up out of the way and it stays there. It doesn't come out of the car because 2 metres doesn't go too far.
Yeah, and as Paul said, those two shorter ones don't need the booster because they're quite capable without it.
Yep. So the 5-metre cable works on the majority of occasions, but if we're parked under trees and there's plenty of cover, that's when you need to get the Starlink further away from your vehicle, so that's when I pull out the 15-metre cable. But other than that, I don't really use this anymore.
Yep. So in relation to extra accessories for the Starlink, we purchased a silicone dust cover, which basically just clips on to the Starlink. It's really easy to take on and off, and you'll notice that it's black and not white. Well, that's actually a black sticker that came with the dust cover. We've only just put it on, and that's mainly because it reduces the glare of the Starlink when we have it on the dash. It may not last, that may not go the distance, we may need to look at something else, but in the meantime it's working. We mainly got the dust cover because usually it's on the ground, and we've been to some pretty crazy dusty places and we just want to keep it in good condition. So it's been really good. It is really easy to get on and off, and you don't have to take the cover off to plug it in. It's got a special hole in the back that you can put it through, so it kind of all works really well. So some of the questions that we have been asked since purchasing the Starlink Mini, one of them was how much power does it use? You know, is it hungry? But what's the verdict on that? Because Paul did a bit of maths on that.
Yeah, I mean, you've got some information available in the Starlink app, which
I can put on the screen for you.
We'll show you that afterwards. I mean, currently it says it's drawing 19 watts, but in fairness, we're not really doing anything with it. That has been, when we've been downloading stuff, that's been up around the 25 watts. But I think in terms of drain on a battery system, probably about 2 amps per hour, give or take, seems to have been about the power usage. So, you know, we can run it for a long time on the system that we've got, but it just really depends on what your battery capacity is. But yeah, that seems to be about right. You can also get your data usage information in here. Tells you how many gigabytes you've used. If you've just got the 50 gig plan and you're keeping an eye on your data usage, that's all available in the app. And of course you can upgrade to the unlimited data plan if you want to.
We're just for information purposes, we're still on the cheaper plan, which is 50 gigabytes, and I think that's $80 a month. Along the lines of functionality, I just wanted to touch on where to place your Starlink, and does, you know, weather events or things like that play a part in the functionality of the Starlink. To be honest, we have had the Starlink out in scorching sun. We've had it out in, you know, clear skies, but we've also had it out in days where it's been full overcast skies, and to our surprise, it did not falter at all. It was working perfectly well with a very, very cloudy sky. In fact, it was overcast completely. So that hasn't been an issue, which is really surprising. We were camping up a couple of weeks ago close to some very large trees. And of course you have to point the Starlinks in a southerly direction. So we tried our best to do that. And it was a little bit fritzy at first, but then it seemed to sort itself out, didn't it? Yeah, it seemed to find, because it's running off multiple satellites, it seemed to find one that it worked better with that wasn't obviously on top of the tree cover, so it just worked out. So yeah, it's been really good.
I could have put the longer cable out as well, but I chose not to. We just we didn't really need it. So yeah.
And the other thing is the functionality, as we said before, while driving, we've used it a couple of times. It's been good both times. Another thing is,
it's noticeably better when you're traveling in the right direction.
You know,
so if you're traveling south or thereabouts, it seems to be pretty good. But if you're pushing north, it'll still hang in there. But it's probably, you might get the occasional dropout, but generally speaking, it's pretty good.
You can also see the what do you call them, the disruptions to your satellite on the app as well. You can check that. It's pretty clear if the satellite, if there's a lot of obstructions, that's the word I was looking for. Yep. So just to finish up, we really just wanted to give you our opinion overall on the Starlink. Would we recommend it? Absolutely. I can't find anything at all to say that it's not worth the money. It's brilliant. They've come down considerably in price since we purchased ours as well, which is...
I think they're back up now.
Oh, they've gone back up. I think
it was a limited time that they reduced the price, which...
Look out for the cheap ones when they come up again, though. They might do another cheap thing. They do that from time to time sometimes, but it's worth it. We would not go away without it.
It's so easy to pack away now that it's only that big. Yeah,
and once you've set it up with your devices, they automatically connect. You don't have to fuss around each time. They just connect. As I said before, we're on the cheaper plan, but you know, potentially. Another thing that you may not know is that if you're not traveling, you can pause your plan, so you don't have to pay for your plan if you are not traveling or if you don't need it. So that's another really good thing. And so if you were on the larger plan, the more expensive one, that's a really good thing that you can pause it. So we potentially could go to that, but we would 100% recommend it. If you have any questions, just before we go, we will pop down below in the video where we got our bits and pieces from.
Yeah.
Can you just name what they are, the places?
So yeah, well, really the cables came from camper van builders.
Mm-hmm.
I have found them brilliant to deal with. The delivery is prompt.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, they'll even throw in a bonus bag of lollies, which is an absolute bonus.
Jelly lollies, yes.
Yeah, and I mean the dust cover we found on Amazon, but we'll put a link to that.
Oh yeah.
The USB-C outlets that are around the vehicle came from Terraloom Industries, but we can put a link to them.
Put a link in.
But there's plenty online if you want to have if you want to scour the internet. But we can tell you what we have found that works. If you want to hunt around for something cheaper, there will always be something cheaper, but I can't vouch for the quality, at least with the stuff that we've got now.
Yeah.
We know that it works.
Yeah, for sure. As always, we are happy to answer any questions. So if you have any comments, if you've got any questions, just shoot them to us in the comments down below. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. We're pretty quick at getting back to you. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you've enjoyed our video or any of our other videos, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and comment below and subscribe to our channel. We really do appreciate your support. Thanks again. Bye. Thanks for watching this episode, and if you found it helpful, please support our channel by hitting that like and subscribe button, and feel free to ask any questions or leave comments. If you're keen to watch some other episodes or playlists, here are some links. Cheers!